Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hart, and today I'll be breaking down this 11 game NBA slate here on DraftKings, talking through my early look core plays as well as a game by game breakdown. Obviously, it's 11 games. It's a huge slate. There's a lot of news that's going to be happening throughout the day. Teams resting, players getting benched, random DMPs, guys just getting pulled, all that stuff. It's a crazy slate. So make sure to hit that like button and let's get into this breakdown. Before I get into breakdown, just want to mention I probably won't have a video out for tomorrow or Sunday. So the last two games of the final season. I hate to do it, but I might. I might be able to. I'm just traveling, so I don't know if I'll be able to get them out. Just stay updated with me on my Twitter down below, Heart DFS, or I'll just make a YouTube post. So I'll try to keep you guys informed, at least with like who I'd target, at least on Twitter. But I'm not sure if I'll be able to make some videos. And I did record a video earlier today and I tried uploading it and we just kept getting a ton of news on who was in and who was out. So I deleted it because it was just worthless. The information I was saying by the time I was trying to upload it and it would have uploaded. So for that reason, I'm recording this again, making it a pretty quick video, just going over like the top 2 to 3 guys from each side, who is fighting for playoffs still, who is not. Obviously, there's teams that, depending on like if another team rests their guys or they lose earlier in the day, they could end up tanking and like resting their guys. It's just like there's so many different scenarios, so I think it's just easiest to go over the top 2 to 3 guys from each team and then just kinda leave it at that. So, for the Houston side, I see a game here where there's no one, gonna be no one who will make the playoffs from either side, obviously. Houston, they've been playing their starters huge minutes. If you think that happens still in these last 3 games, I really like the main 3 guys of Sengun, KPJ, and probably Smith, but Green's been solid, Martin's been good, Eason's been super solid. So I do like these guys. It's just like they're more contrarian options on this slate. On the Charlotte side, it really comes down to Dennis Smith Jr. If he's out, obviously it really helps out guys like Theo Maladin and Mikhailuk. They'll be popular, but I do think there are better options in terms of guards that have similar upside when it comes to usage and similar upside when it comes to minutes. So I think there's still great options. Obviously, a great matchup here versus Houston. But news there for Dennis Smith Jr. is the big question mark because if he's in, then it just hurts the ceiling and floors of guys like Malden, Luke, like McAllen's off the bench. So yeah, I think he'll probably sit. We'll probably get the starting lineup of Malden, Luke, Mark Williams, uh, Kai Jones or JT Thor and McGowan's. All at their price tags, I think they're just fine plays. Obviously, Maladin and Luke are going to lead the team in terms of usage. I think Mark Williams is a solid center option. He should get the start, should be playing. I think Richards probably rests tonight, or maybe it's going to be Kai Jones. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, Evans kind of priced up about right on Charlotte, but we know the kind of the main guys from the scrubs who will lead the team in terms of usage. Miami side, we got the news that Jimmy's out, Bam's out, Hero's questionable, Love's questionable, Struce is questionable, and Lowry's already out. So if Hero plays, he would look great here versus Washington, 6,800. A team that they were fighting for the playoff spot. Them in Brooklyn are fighting for the 6th seed, but it looks like Miami's just throwing in the towel for this game. So if Hero plays, I love him. Obviously, if he's out, we'll probably get a starting lineup of Vincent, Martin, Victor, Robinson, and maybe Yurtseven. If that's the case, whoever the guard is, whether it's Vincent or Oladipo, I'd really like both of them a lot. Martin would look super solid as well. And then I'd really like the center, whoever it is. I think it would probably be Yurtseven. I'd really like him there. He was super productive, I think, 2 years ago in the summer league. A guy that can shoot it, he can get double doubles, so he'd look great there at 3,000 if he's going to be the starting center. Moving on to Washington here. Porzingis out, Beal out, Kuzma out, Denny out, Morris is still out. So from the side, big news there is DeLon Wright. If DeLon Wright is still going to be, if he's going to be in, it really hurts the upside of obviously Goodwin, Davis, even a guy like Nunn off the bench. If he gets ruled out, that'd make this team much more viable. But yeah, Gafford looks like a solid spin up. The minutes haven't been great. Obviously, there's been some blowouts, and he's super foul prone, but you can take a shot on him. He has huge upside if he can stay in the game. But obviously, the big news there is DeLon Wright. If he's in, it really kind of takes any interest out of the guards away from me. If he's out, then I do like Goodwin, Davis, and Nunn. They all look super solid. I think I prefer Nunn, but there are still better options for guards across the board. So they'd just be secondary options to me. And I think Huff would be my favorite play there, 4,600, seen about 30 minutes in blowouts. Should be pretty productive once again. For Detroit, Ivy, Duran are probably my two favorites, and that's about it. If you want to get up to them, they should be in line to play huge minutes. Indiana side, um, right now the standouts to me would probably be Isaiah Jackson if he does start, if Smith does miss, or you could definitely take a shot at him still if Smith's in off the bench. He should see about 20-ish minutes. I would just hope for him to start. If he sees close to 30 minutes, he could absolutely break the slate. He's that kind of upside. So he'd probably be my favorite. And that's about it for the Indiana side. Everyone's kind of decent plays. Moving on to Toronto. Um, no news as of right now. Everyone's good to go. So I think there's more risky contrarian options. Obviously, Boston, a team that can end up ruling out their whole starting five. Wouldn't be surprised. They already secured their playoff spot in their seed. So they have nothing to play for. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up ruling out their whole starting five like a lot of teams have done. And we'll probably get a starting lineup of Hauser, Williams, Muscala, Davidson, and then maybe Pritchard. I mean, they are kind of short-handed in terms of their bench. Like they kind of have just a lot of centers, like Williams, Muscala, uh, you know, Williams, other Williams, Cornette, Blake Griffin. So it's like not like they have like a bunch of like guards and small forwards they can just throw in. So I think from this Boston side, maybe we do see one of these guards end up playing. They probably want to play the whole half. They probably just play a half, and that's about it. So I think on the Boston side, I'd probably just target um, probably Grant Williams. He should be pretty aggressive, and then Davison if he does play. I think he'd be my favorites. Those two are probably it. Moving on to Philadelphia, we got the news just recently that Embiid's out, Harden's out, Maxi's out, Harrison's questionable, and Melton's questionable. Now with Harrison Melton questionable. Um, you know, it's most likely they're going to sit, and so we'll probably get a starting lineup of Paul Reed, McDaniel's, Niang, Shake Milton, and maybe House Jr. And then from that, I really like Shake Milton. He should be a super solid play there at 3,900. Should have a ton of usage. And Paul Reed, has a massive, massive ceiling. It's just can he stay out of foul trouble? Obviously, they're going against most likely the Toronto starters. So that kind of hurts their ceiling a little bit. Solid defensive team. The backups going against a frontline unit. But I think Shake Milton and Paul Reed are the ones that stand out. And then I wouldn't mind taking a shot on a guy like maybe Korkmaz or McDaniels. But yeah, I think they're just solid plays. Moving on to Atlanta here. They do need to secure their seed. They're in the playoffs. It's just what seed do they get? Is it going to be 8 or 9? So they do have a little bit to play for. But once again, we'll have to wait and see. Or excuse me, for the Philadelphia side, they're in a great matchup here versus Atlanta. I was thinking they were playing Boston, or excuse me, Toronto for a second. But yeah, great matchup there for the Philadelphia secondary guys going against Atlanta here. On the Atlanta side, it'd really just be Trae Young, DeJounte Murray for me. Don't think I'd get to any of these other guys. Maybe an absolute dart throw on Jalen Johnson, but I don't think there's a need to get to him on a slate where there's just tons and tons of value. Moving on to Orlando, we got the news that Wendell is out. Franz is questionable, Fultz questionable, Paulo questionable, Gary Harris questionable, Mo Wagner's out, Isaac's still out. So we'll probably get a similar lineup starting that we did yesterday. Suggs did start. The game blew out, so he saw 24 minutes. But I don't think he sees any more than 25 minutes. Cole Anthony got a random DMP. I don't think even if he does play, he'd get more than 25 minutes. So both of them just not in play for me. I love Bol 3,600. He should be playing 30 minutes, if not more. Super, super productive. So he'd be my favorite there for the Orlando side. And then in terms of other guys, really, really like Goga here at 3,300. If Goga's going to be starting, I think I'd rather have him in there over Paul Reed. But I think they're both pretty similar plays. It's just the price tag difference. And it comes down to like if Yurtseven, if he's going to be starting center, I think I'd rather prefer getting to Yurtseven and Goga over Paul Reed. But we'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of just options we can go with at center. But yeah, it would be Goga and Bol would be the two standouts to me. And then I wouldn't mind taking a look at Jay Scrub or Kevon Harris. They're both pretty solid options there off the bench that would probably start or play just big minutes off the bench. For the Brooklyn side, they do have to secure their seed. So wouldn't be surprised if these guys play at least a half. So for that reason, they're just more risky contrarian options. Obviously, if you want to get to one of them, it'd be Bridges and Dinwiddie, and Claxton's more of just like a solid secondary option. The Knicks secured their spot, so I would assume Barrett sits. If he plays another team where it's like I don't see them playing past halftime. So if you want to target people, there's really not a lot to target here on the Knicks side, just because they'll probably start quickly Grimes, Hart, Robinson, Toppin, and they're all priced about right. It's like you don't feel great going to them because it's like maybe quickly and Grimes see less minutes. Maybe they do give more minutes to McBride and Sims and Fournier, maybe Keels as well. So it's just like not a lot I love on the Knicks side right now. So Pelicans, Ingram, CJ, J-Val, obviously a great matchup. It's just like, will this game stay close if they're going against the secondary guys for the Knicks? So for that reason, they're just contrarian options. Not really sure if there's a need to get up to any spin ups today. I mean, you can, but as we saw last night, it's just like not like a huge necessity to do that. Memphis, they're going against the Milwaukee backup, so these guys are just all super risky plays. If I had to get to one, it'd probably be John. That's about it. Maybe Luke Kennard, but yeah, they're going up against Milwaukee's backups. So for Milwaukee, I don't think Bobby Portis plays a whole half. So I think Javon Carter is a solid play there at 6,000, and I do really like Beauchamp 3,600. I think both of them should be super solid plays there for the Milwaukee side. Should shoot the ball a ton. So they both look pretty solid, but once again, they're kind of priced up, so not like a huge need to get to them. There'd just be more kind of ownership plays, pivot plays. Chicago side, they secured the 10th seed. Can't really do much more than that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do rest DeRozan and Zach, maybe even Vooch. If that happens, the leaders of this team would be Kobe White and Io. I prefer Kobe, but they both look super solid. Once again, they're just kind of priced up a little bit compared to other value guards in the slates. And then wouldn't be surprised if they start Drummond. He looks super, super solid there, 3,500. We know the upside with him. Or if they go with like a Marco Semino, I can't even speak. Marco, they go with him. He looked great as well. He's kind of like a Yurtseven play where they're just super tall. They can get rebounds. They can shoot the ball. They can shoot the three, and they can score. So I'd really like him and Yurtseven probably over Goga and Reed. But all four look fantastic. Dallas, they ruled out everyone besides Luca. Not really sure what's going on there. But if I had to target people, it'd probably be just Luca and Hardy, and that's it for me. Moving on to Golden State and Sacramento. Should be a game where both teams play the starters. It looks like Sacramento might not. So obviously another team where it's just risky plays. Steph looks solid, Clay looks solid, but it's like, will they get full run? Not really sure. Sacramento side, it looks like they're going to rest a lot of guys. So they'll probably have Davion Mitchell, even though he's questionable, probably lead the team there. I'd really only target Terrence Davis, maybe one of these bigs, and Kessler Edwards, but it'd really just be Terrence Davis for me. And then Phoenix, they secured their spot. They can't move up. They can't move down. So probably the rest of these guys, that we'll probably have to look to guys like Landell, Basley, and then I would say Campaign, if he does play, those three would be my favorite. And then Lakers, I would assume maybe they rest people. Not much I'd like on the Lakers side. I'd rather just get to other value, but Mo Bamba's there, Wyndon Gabriel, and then maybe one guard, maybe Schroeder would look solid, and that's about it. So yeah, quick breakdown. Hope that guys helped you guys a little bit. Obviously, there's a ton of news we still have to wait for, but that's it for today. Maybe we'll see some videos tomorrow from me. We'll have to wait and see, but make sure to follow me on Twitter and um, just check out my YouTube channel post if I don't have any videos out. So thank you guys. Hit that like button. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.